Hi guys, welcome back to day 18, I think it is. So I guess first things first, you may have noticed that I haven't really uploaded any videos since Friday, I think it was, or Thursday. And that's mostly because, well, one, I didn't really write. I haven't really been writing that much, to be honest. I'll go into that in a little bit though. But also because, at least for Friday, I was filming something. I started to film pretty early on in the day. It was just a very silly, fun, happy-ish vlog, and I didn't really feel comfortable uploading it after what happened, so I didn't. And then for the rest of the days, I really haven't been writing. I've tried to write though. I've written at least one sentence each day, because that's just, I told myself that even if I didn't write, I would at least write one sentence. I reread the Lunar Chronicles, and then on Sunday I went to Marissa Mayer's event, and then I just finished Winter last night, and it was glorious. I loved the book. It was great. It was over 800 pages, so it took me longer than I thought it would to finish, but I finished it, and it was great. I loved it. So for an update, I guess, it might be pretty easy to see that I obviously am very, very, very behind on NaNoWriMo. I think right now I'm like almost 8,000 words maybe behind. Hold on, let me check. I have 20,942 words currently. Let's see how many I'm supposed to have today. I'm supposed to have 30,000 words today, so I'm 9,000 words behind. Wow, I'm a lot more behind than I thought I would be. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so I definitely have a lot of catching up to do today. My minimum for this next week, I guess, is going to be at least maybe like 2,000, 3,000 words. I need to write more, and the story is definitely starting to pick up. I feel like I might have to like go back and reread some of what I've written. My mind has been so into like the Lunar Chronicles that I feel like I've forgotten my own story, which is not good. But I'm gonna try to reread some of what I've written. It's pretty early right now, it's 10 o'clock. So I'm like 10,000 words behind. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can and catch up as much as I can. I will say though, this is gonna be a very long vlog, but I feel like I want to write more. Like now that I've taken this break, unintentional break really, I kind of do want to get back into writing. Like I'm anxious to like go back into it a little bit, but at the same time like I'm excited, and I feel like maybe it was a good idea to read that much in such a short period, because it kind of got me energized, and it's like I want to make my story that good. Okay, I am gonna tidy up my room a little bit, and I will check back with you guys in a little bit once I've started writing. Okay, so it is currently 11 exactly. I'm done cleaning. I have my coffee with me, and I'm ready to get started writing. Also, I did put on a little bit of makeup. The eyeshadow that I use for my eyebrows is a little too dark, but just because it kind of makes me feel more professional slightly. It just kind of makes me feel a little bit more like, you know, yes, I'm ready to get down and do things and get to business. And oh boy, it's gonna be a hard day. I can't, words just can't. Yeah, I can't figure out. I currently have like over 50 pages. I don't want to read over everything. I might just read the last chapter I was working on. I don't know. This is basically, I already have everything that I've outlined. I have on paper. So the rest, I have an idea of what I want to write in my head, but I have nothing outlined. I have an idea of scenes, and I know generally what I want to happen on for the rest of the story, but I don't have anything outlined. So I can't figure out if I should take some time and outline, or if I should just wing it today and see what happens. I really thought that my outline was going to last me a lot longer though, because it's only like on my outline it was 10 chapters. On paper I actually combined a few things, and I have only like, hold on, I'm trying to like scroll through here. I have 6 chapters, 6.5 chapters. I have a little bit of chapter 7. It should have been 10. But see, I think that's fine because it didn't make sense for some of the things that I wrote to have their own chapter. I kind of divided one chapter into like 2 parts, if that makes sense, for some of them. But right now I'm a little lost. I don't know. This is not a good place to start right when I have a lot to catch up on. Okay, I think I'm gonna work on, I know for sure what I want to happen after this. It wasn't in that line, but it's in my head and I know what I want to happen, so I'm gonna work on that. My goal for today is between 3,000 and 5,000 words because I really do need to catch up, and it's still pretty early, so I think it's doable. Oh, okay. I made some notes for myself on here, which now I'm very, very grateful for. Still have no outline, but I know where I'm going. So that's good. I'm gonna read back, I think I might read back like the last 2 chapters because one chapter is from Emmerich's perspective, the other chapter is from Anaïs's perspective, and I really want to kind of get back into their heads. I don't just want to jump in blind. I really feel like I do need to reread what I wrote. Oh, I just hope it's good and I don't spend my whole time editing it, but I'll be fine. I'm supposed to be writing, but this is important because I just realized that there is like a full version of Adele singing When We Were Young, and I need to listen to it, so we're taking a writing break even though technically I haven't really started yet, but shh. Any song that starts with the piano automatically gets me. It's so nice! Of course it is, it's Adele. This is definitely going on my playlist. I think I'm gonna have to add another chapter in between these 2 because it just doesn't make sense. But I'm starting to feel like maybe it's just because this is NaNoWriMo, but how do I put this? Okay, so because my story is obviously going to be more than 50,000 words, I feel like right now the beginning, it feels like it's starting to drag, and it feels, or not necessarily starting to drag, but I do feel like I'm barely getting started and I'm almost like halfway done with it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the first draft within NaNoWriMo, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think that the first draft of this story can be contained in 50,000 words. So I may be able to reach the 50,000 word count, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the draft, if that makes sense. We currently have, like I said, I have 7 chapters, I think it is. When NaNoWriMo first started, I was hoping that I would have a finished, solid 50,000 word draft that I could later expand and work on. However, I'm either going to have to step up my game and write more to the point where my new goal for the next half of the month is not necessarily going to be to get 50,000 words. I feel like that's pretty doable. Like, as soon as I catch up with this, obviously, I feel like that'll be pretty doable. I don't want to jinx it, but I think so. But my next struggle right now is going to be actually finishing this first draft. It's not going to be the best. I feel like it might end up being really rushed and not entirely cohesive, but I want to at least try to finish the draft. It's not even in focus. I mean, am I making sense at all? I may actually take a break and actually plan out my story from what I have right now and see what other aspects I'm missing and kind of where to go from here, because I can't just keep writing at the point where I am right now. Well, I could, but I feel like it might be more beneficial and it might be easier to get the words flowing if I just take a moment and plan out everything, see what I have already written, what I have done, and then see where I can go from there and have an outline, like start continuing my outline from the point where I have it right now. Maybe it'll put me behind again on word count, but I feel like it's fine as long as I have as long as I have an idea of where to go from here. I feel like the words aren't really going to be as much of an issue, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm going to try. I have a whole bunch of note cards. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put them on note cards. Or actually, I might just use Post-its because I ran out of tape anyway to post them up, so I might just use Post-its. I'm thinking of just doing it on my window. Sorry to my neighbor if she thinks I'm spying on her again. I'm not. It's very convenient because my window's like right in front of me and I could just look at it. Whereas like my closet, I'd have to keep looking back, which is why like my wall of characters that I really wanted to like get done and completed before NaNoWriMo started hasn't been as helpful as I was hoping it would be.
Aim is to make each other laugh. Oh, Rowan, already I play this one! Oh my god, I look like the devil.
I haven't done any writing. I actually have been restructuring the novel a little bit because I realized just as I was looking back through what I've already written, I haven't read everything, but I was trying to look back into what I've written and I realized that I skipped a chapter that I forgot I had skipped, and 2, I feel like I need to insert another chapter in there somewhere because I don't think that the transition between 2 events wasn't as clear. I feel like it was kind of sudden. I don't like how it turned out particularly. Like I don't feel like it was clear, and I think I might add like a smaller chapter in there to kind of get things flowing properly. Right now I've just been doing that. I've kind of been restructuring things. I started doing this thing with Post-its. It has kind of got me thinking about what I have written so far. It's kind of refreshed my memory on certain aspects, and also it's just nice. I'm a very visual person, so I feel like it's really nice to just see my stories, like what happens, like general idea of what happens in each chapter kind of laid out in front of me, so I don't have to be scrolling back and forth every time I want to check back on something. Also here, let me show you guys actually. I started doing this. Chapter 3, right? I added a note. Chapter 3, a nicest point of view. I think that might be helpful, especially right now as I've been kind of restructuring things. I found it really hard to just like keep scrolling back and forth. It's kind of hurting my head. It's a lot of scrolling and it gets things. I forget where I put like this chapter, what happened. Was it in this chapter? Was it during this chapter? Was it before this chapter? So I feel like this will simplify. I was gonna say simplicate. As I've been restructuring though, I have been editing. I'm not supposed to, I know, but I did. So that's what I've been doing so far. I'm still not done structuring. I feel like I'm at that point in the story where a lot of things can happen, and part of me just wants to wing it and do things out of order and just write however I feel like it, but it's gotten to the point in the story where I can't just do that because one thing that happens, like let's say in chapter 6, could potentially kind of influence what happens in chapter 8 and so on. So I can't just skip around because it has to have some sort of line. Like I can't just skip around and then edit everything and then skip around again. Like it just doesn't work. I can't do that. It doesn't work that way. At least not for me, at least not with this story. I have a lot of doubts today, and part of me really does wish that I hadn't slacked off these last few days, but again, I don't really regret it though, because the Literary Chronicles was great, meeting Marissa Mayer was great, and I'm happy that I had like that little break from writing, because I do feel like I was starting to get a little bit burned out. Even though the story was just picking up, it was not a good place for me to like start feeling burned out when the story was just kind of rolling. But now I made myself coffee and my battery is dying. Great. I haven't charged it since the Marissa Mayer event, that's why. I'm gonna keep trying to figure out what's gonna happen and write it down on the post-it notes, and then I will see you guys in a little bit after I charge my battery as well. So, okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm noticing as I do this, because I'm making stuff color coordinated, because I just love to color coordinate things, that I have a lot of chapters from one character right now, which makes sense because she is the main protagonist, even though I have stuff from other characters as well. I think this works better than having it up there, even though up there would be easier to like write notes and stuff, but I'm too far down here for it to actually work. So I think I am done restructuring this part of the novel. I still obviously haven't gotten too much into the next part, and any upcoming chapters. I'll probably continue working on that tomorrow before I get any writing done tomorrow, but I think for now I'm good. I do have like 3 new chapters that I need to write though, which is fine because it makes things flow a lot smoother, and it's just better for the story generally. But again, like I am still pretty scared that it is pretty late in the month, and I feel like I'm still like in the very early parts of the novel. But I am very happy with the new restructure of it, I guess. I'm particularly really happy with the new chapters that I introduced, because I do feel like they were very necessary to kind of give a smoother transition between these 2 big events that are happening. Today was just mostly spent reorganizing and trying to figure things out, guys, but I think it's fine. I do like where the story is headed, and I like that I'm finally starting to introduce all these amazing characters that I have had in my head. Quickly checking in to let you guys know that I officially caught up, well not caught up, but I completed my word count goal for the day. It hasn't seemed as hard as it was in the past weeks. I think it's just because I've kind of stopped focusing so much on the time that I'm spending like writing these, and I've just kind of been adding stuff, adding things here and there. I haven't actually written anything new. I currently have 22,681 words, and actually let me show you guys. There it is. I have written 1,739 words today. I'm definitely going to keep writing just because I do want to try to write as much as I can today, because if I don't, I feel like tomorrow I'm gonna be under like the same predicament where I am going to basically be where I was today before I started, because I completed the word count goal for today, but I'm nowhere near catching up. So I'm going to try to continue writing and try to write as much as I can. I mean, obviously I'm not going to be able to catch up today, I don't think, but I want to try to write as much as I can before 12, and then at 12 probably go to sleep, hopefully. I have written over 2,000 words right now. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to get to 3,000. I'll let you guys know if I do it. It is officially the end of the night, kind of. It's 11:31, but I'm calling it a night for today. I managed to write 3,341 words. I reached a total of 24,283 words. Obviously I'm still pretty behind. However, I feel like if I can keep this pace up and write at least 3,000 words a day for like the next few days, I'll be fine. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I feel like it's definitely doable. If anything, then maybe over the weekend I might attempt another 10k Sunday or 10k Saturday or something. I really enjoyed today's session a lot more than I thought I would. I really like the scene that I wrote today because there's definitely chemistry there, and I added one little thing in the beginning. Should I tell you guys? Okay, it was like a smile, but it wasn't just any smile. It was like a particular smile that I found it really easy to like almost like for this character to do, and that smile kind of grew into something that is very telling of this character's personality and how he reacts to people, and I kind of just expanded on that through this chapter, and it was really fun, and it kind of took me by surprise, but I really like it, and I think that's gonna continue that's definitely gonna continue on with the rest of the novel. But I really liked it, and again, it was unexpected, but I really enjoyed it. It was nice actually coming back to writing after not writing for, what was it, like a couple, like 4 or 5 days. It was kind of nice, guys. I missed it, and I'm happy to be back to vlogging as well, and just to writing. So hopefully I will not fall too far behind in the next coming days. I mean, there's only like what, how many days are there left for NaNoWriMo? 12 days left for NaNoWriMo or something like that. Wow, the month has flown by. Again, I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna be able to complete the story within the given time necessarily, but I feel like 50,000 words is definitely doable. So again, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx it, but we'll see how it goes. That's gonna be it for this vlog, and I will be sure to check in with you guys again tomorrow. Bye guys. Oh, and good luck with your writing. See, I'm so out of touch. To anybody else writing a story, may your words flow beautifully out of your fingertips. I don't know. Okay, it's definitely time for me to call it a night. So, good night guys, see you tomorrow. Hi guys, welcome to day 12 of NaNoWriMo.